Hello everyone and welcome to this crossover themed episode of the Nexus. Now often when a TV show, comic book or video show like ours starts to get a little stale, they'll introduce characters from other popular formats to try and keep things interesting.
That's right, popular characters like me, Dan Markham, sent you a message. Got any questions you want answering?
See, that's not really the same thing because you host this show as well, so...
Oh, right.
Not really what I'm talking
Let me try that again, hold on.
There's really no need. Anyway, one of the biggest crossovers in video game history is coming up soon with Street Fighter Cross Tekken, a game that promises to combine the...
Did someone say game tips? That's right, it's me, Dan Marr from Insider Moves UK. Now, the first tip to getting achievements in games is firstly, be really good at them.
Again, that's kind of the problem we had before because you host this as well and that, so it's kind of what I was talking about.
Right. Alright, how about this? Hey everyone, it's me, Nexus host Dan Marr, and here's the lineup for this week's show.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken lays out the opposition. Web Wonders go seriously non-canon. We count down gaming's most successful mashups. And completely crazy crossover carnage.
I still don't think you're really grasping the concepts here.
Manton Love!
Yeah, that's more the sort of thing I'm talking about.
It may not be the first time that Namco and Capcom's finest have butted heads. That honour goes to the frustratingly Japan-only RPG Namco Cross Capcom, but who's counting? Street Fighter Cross Tekken is the first game that truly fulfills the fantasies of fighting game fanatics who've previously had to resort to picturing a scrap between Ryu and Kazuya in their head, or written a fanfiction where they probably end up having a make-up smooch at the end. It's been 18 months since the dream matchup was revealed to an astonished Comic-Con crowd in San Diego, and yet the game's creators have refused to let it fade from the public consciousness for even a moment. Character reveals, story details, game mode updates, community fight club events, and of course the latest episode of the ongoing saga between Street Fighter head honcho Yoshinori Ono and Tekken Grand Overseer Katsuhiro Harada have kept us teased, thrilled and entertained, but never bored. Terrified maybe, but never bored. We spoke to Ono-san about the challenges of fusing two entirely different fighting systems into one that would satisfy fans from both camps.
So first of all, just to explain, what we're trying to make here is not, it's neither a Tekken game nor a Street Fighter game. We're trying to prepare a whole separate stage for these combatants to fight upon. So basically, the idea of allowing people to input traditional 4-button combos with their Tekken characters in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, we view that as a way to kind of lower the barrier of entry, open the gateway a bit for players who are more traditionally used to Tekken, players who are interested in Tekken but maybe don't play either title, that sort of thing. They can get in, they can do some of the combos that they're used to. All the Tekken combos in there? No, they're not. There's far too many. If people really want to enjoy all of those, they're probably better off playing Tekken 6 because this is really kind of a horse of a different color.
I don't understand, they're both such popular things. How could it have failed?
I don't even understand how you managed to splice the DNA of Justin Bieber and a cat together in the first place.
Well, yeah, but not very successfully. I mean, you've seen that thing shuddering in the basement. It's an abomination.
Well, here's how it should have been done. Our top 5 crossovers of all time.
No, yeah, you just don't understand, do you? I've sunk my life savings into this. I owe money to some bad people.
You do something about that. This should probably be called RoboCop vs. Men in Blue PVC. Where are the Terminators?
Oh, I think they come in later.
Terminator.
Ah, there you go.
That doesn't count.
Fighters Megamix was great in that it was a fighting game that brought together a load of different Sega characters regardless of whether they were good fighters, sensible inclusions, or even human.
Is this character roster right? There's a duck and a bean in a hat.
Yeah, here's Virtua Fighter's drunken kung fu expert Shun-Di fighting the Hornet car from Daytona, USA.
How drunk is he?
No, this actually happened.
X-Men vs. Street Fighter broke new ground as the first Street Fighter game to include tag team play, as well as the first Street Fighter crossover title.
It also raised uncomfortable questions about the source of the Street Fighter cast's powers. Were they mutants forever doomed to be shunned by an uncaring society that hates and fears the next stage of human evolution?
No, I think the official explanation is magic.
This is Street Fighter!
It's rare that the highlight of any promotional campaign is two middle-aged men feuding, but over the last year and a half we've been subjected to two of the most respected faces in virtual fighting, trading insults, overacting terribly, and occasionally indulging in disturbing bouts of cross-dressing, all in the name of reminding us that Street Fighter Cross Tekken is a thing that exists. Rather than question how much time they've actually spent working on the game amid these juvenile hijinks, we've spent every opportunity we've had in their company in the role of agent provocateurs to keep their blood feud boiling. We now present the highlights for your viewing pleasure in a section we call Stirring the Pot with Ono and Harada, starting with possibly the strangest interview we've ever performed. Before you ask, yes, that is Ono and Harada providing the voices of their trademark plastic mascots.
Why is your fighting franchise the superior of the two?
We have so much freedom. In fact, if I wanted to be a jerk, I could actually give Kazuya some kind of special move where he would literally, fling his own poo like a chimpanzee or something. Not saying I'll do that, but I could if I wanted to.
Well, I must say that's a really stupid idea. I can't believe he said that. I guess it's true that, he can do what he wants with Street Fighter Cross Tekken. But on the other hand, we have Tekken Cross Street Fighter, so if I feel I want Chun-Li to take off her underwear and throw it at her opponent, I'm fully free to do that, and there's nothing he can say about it.
Capcom is nothing if not a collection of fine gentlemen, and we would never actually do something like that. We just say it. Harada-san, on the other hand, I have doubts about his gentlemanly nature. It wouldn't shock me if he went ahead and did what he said he'd do.
So, when you were first having drinks with Ono-san and you thought, hey, we should do a Street Fighter versus Tekken, did you ever foresee this is how it would all end up?
Well, I had no idea, obviously, that this would have come about, and I'll just have to get him back for this one day.
Have you ever wondered who'd win in a fight between Superman and Johnny Cage?
Superman, obviously.
No, there was some reason why that wasn't the case, to do with power fluxes or something. Anyway, Mortal Kombat vs DC Universe merged the two universes pretty seamlessly, even skirting around the DC heroes' aversion to killing by replacing fatalities with what they call heroic brutalities.
You telling me that's not fatal?
Alright then, check out Batman's one, which isn't so much fatal as psychologically devastating.
Wet wonders!
It's taken 18 years for the worlds of Street Fighter and Tekken to collide. After all, you're talking about two rival game publishers agreeing to merge two fighting franchises that boast markedly different approaches to face punching, not to mention all the legal and financial complications that undoubtedly ensued behind the scenes.
However, and as many a corporate lawyer is no doubt acutely aware, the citizens of the internet rarely have such concerns, almost as rarely as they have any patience. Hi guys. So, when Elecbyte's Mugen arrived on the scene in 1999, the dream of creating the ultimate fighting crossover became a reality.
Mugen, Japanese for Unlimited, is a free-to-download 2D fighting engine that lets anyone craft their own fighting game, from the characters and stages right down to the energy bars and combo counters. Of course, what was meant as a chance for budding game makers to show the likes of Capcom and SNK how it's done became a haven of ripped assets from every fighting game under the sun, smashed together into a bloated Frankenstein's monster of mismatched art styles, unmanageable character rosters, and increasingly stupid Ryo and Ken variants.
Over the years, though, a number of clever souls have introduced characters who've never previously existed in the fighting game realm, making the likes of Marvel vs. Capcom and Street Fighter Cross Tekken seem underwhelming by comparison. Who needs those when you can have Street Fighter vs. Tekken vs. Dragon Ball Z vs. Naruto vs. Marvel vs. DC vs. Family Guy vs. The Simpsons vs. The Evil Dead vs. RoboCop vs. Look, this pretty much sums it up.
Now, before you even think of asking us how or where you get hold of these customized mashups, don't, because you'll be dipping your toes into legally dubious waters if you try. However, head to YouTube, tap in Mugen, and prepare to enter a bottomless rabbit hole filled with fighting carnage. Ignore the stuff about tuning Honda cars though, different Mugen. The true crossover king though has got to be Tony Hawk in his 170 games.
I don't think it was that many.
Well, it's something like that anyway. There's been close to 30 guest skaters ranging from comic book heroes like Spider-Man, Iron Man and Wolverine to rock icons like Green Day's Billy Joe Armstrong and Eddie, Iron Maiden's zombie mascot.
MCA from the Beastie Boys, Jason Lee from My Name is Earl, Founding Father Benjamin Franklin, Bigfoot.
Yeah, loads basically.
Interesting fact, characters were only allowed to be included if they could successfully ollie over a 2-foot high stack of unsold copies of Tony Hawk's Ride.
Is that true?
No.
Hey broskies, this is Zach Ryder, and the guys at the Nexus are trained professionals. So don't go trying to make your own video game show at home, okay?
So I guess the show's you and me now, Mantler. What do we, solve crimes or something?
It's mostly jumping over waist-high objects.
I can't believe you lasted this long. You're supposed to be a one-off joke.
What are you talking about? I'm the new haunted printer.
No!
Guys, if you don't need me, I might just head off. See you next time.